Honestly, I think it's probably always been the case. First comes to mind is very very beginning Marbury versus Madison. We had big cases that were partisan food fights, and so that's, I don't know, 1802, 1803, something like that. I believe it was the Madison Jefferson administration, some late night appointment at the last minute of judges, and there was a dispute about delivery of the documents that finalized those appointments. That ended up in the U.S. Supreme Court, and that divided people on partisan lines. So it's got a long-standing tradition in our country. I think, since then, of course, you're looking at Dred Scott and a whole host of cases in the New Deal era, and in the 1960s, there was a lot of cases that came out of the U.S. Supreme Court and lower courts that divided the country, and that led newspapers and commentators to accuse judges of being political actors. The judges I work with are all doing their best to decide the cases that are in front of them on the law. And I know from the outside, sometimes it does sort of look controversial, or it looks a little bit like we didn't fully explain ourselves how the law applies and how we're just following the law and not making policy. But in my experience, yes, there's the long tradition of the courts of being accused of partisan actions. But in my personal experience, I haven't seen it.